Every morning you drink the poison of stress and call it success. You are slowly killing your soul. Mark sat in his glass office on the 45th floor, staring at the black sludge in his paper cup. His heart was not beating, it was vibrating. It was 6 a.m. in New York, and the blue light from 3 different monitors burned his tired eyes. His hands shook as he reached for his phone. There were 42 unread messages, each one a tiny parasite sucking the life out of his morning. His stomach felt like it was filled with hot needles, a familiar pain he called the fire of ambition. In front of him sat a document. It was the Blackwood merger. If he signed it, he would become a senior partner. He would get the $1 million bonus, the corner office, and the respect of men he actually hated. But there was a problem. His daughter, Lily, was turning 6 today. He had promised her, with tears in his eyes, that he would be at her party at 4 p.m. Then, his boss, Mr. Sterling, walked in. Sterling smelled like expensive cigars and old sweat. He dropped a thick file on Mark's desk. The client changed the terms. You need to fix this by 5 p.m. today, or the deal is dead. And if the deal dies, Mark, your career dies with it. Mark looked at the photo of Lily on his desk. She was smiling, holding a yellow balloon. Then he looked at Sterling. The choice was a knife in his throat, the love of his daughter or the success he had bled for. Mark reached for his phone and sent a text to his wife, emergency at work. Ca not make the party. Tell Lily I am sorry. As he hit send, he felt something inside him snap. He felt a wave of nausea, a disgusting taste of copper in his mouth. He chose the poison. But then, Sterling smiled a yellow, crooked smile. Good choice. By the way, the client is flying in now. We are not doing this in the office. We are going to the private industrial site in New Jersey. You re-driving me. Mark realized he was not just working late, he was being taken away, trapped in a car with the man who was eating his life. The drive to New Jersey was a descent into a nightmare. The rain was heavy and gray, matching the color of Mark's skin. Sterling sat in the passenger seat, screaming into his phone, demanding more. Mark's stomach pain grew worse. He felt a cold sweat covering his body. He tried to drink more coffee from a thermos, but his body rejected it. He coughed, and a small splash of blood hit the steering wheel. He did not stop. He could not stop. He was a machine now, a slave to the Blackwood merger. Every time his phone buzzed with a message from his wife, he felt a surge of hatred. He hated his phone, he hated the rain, and he hated the way Sterling's heavy breathing filled the car. He tried to focus on the road, but the red tail lights of the cars in front of him looked like bleeding eyes. He was losing his mind. He missed a turn, and Sterling began to insult him. You re-weak, Mark. You re-soft. This is why you need me. Without this stress, you are nothing but a ghost. They arrived at a rotting, industrial warehouse. The air smelled of chemicals and dead rats. Inside, the clients were waiting. They were not businessmen in suits, they were cold, silent men in shadows. Mark's laptop would not connect to the internet. He began to panic. He began to sweat so much that his shirt stuck to his skin like a dirty bandage. He was typing, calculating, and lying, trying to save a deal that felt like a heavy stone around his neck. He looked at his watch. 4:00 p.m. Lily was blowing out her candles. He was in a dark room with monsters, trading his blood for numbers on a screen. He felt a sharp, stabbing pain in his chest and fell to his knees, gasping for air. Sterling did not help him. Sterling just pointed at the screen and said, "Finish it." Mark lay on the cold, dirty concrete floor. His vision was blurring. He saw the clients and Sterling laughing. And then, the truth came out like a poisonous snake. One of the clients spoke. "The merger is a lie, Mark. There is no Blackwood Company. We are moving money. Illegal money. And your name is the only one on the legal documents. You did not sign for success. You signed to be the one who goes to prison when the government finds out." Sterling knelt down next to Mark, his face inches away. His breath smelled like decay. "You were so hungry for success, Mark. You were so busy drinking the poison of stress that you did not even read the fine print. You wanted to be a hero. You were just a trash can for my crimes." Sterling took Mark's phone and threw it into a puddle of oily water. The screen shattered. The last thing Mark saw was a notification, a photo of Lily crying because her daddy was not there. Mark felt a wave of pure horror. He had destroyed his family, his health, and his future for a lie created by a man who looked at him like a piece of meat. He was at the very bottom. He had no phone, no career, no health, and no escape. The clients began to pack their bags, leaving Mark on the floor to wait for the police who would surely come. He was a hollow shell, a dead man who was still breathing. He looked at his trembling hands and saw the grease and the blood. He felt a deep, dark disgust for the man he had become. In the silence of that rotting warehouse, as the sirens began to wail in the distance, Mark stopped fighting. He lay flat on the cold ground. He did not think about the merger. He did not think about Sterling. He focused on one thing, his breath. He felt the cold air enter his lungs. He felt his heart slow down. He noticed a small weed growing through a crack in the concrete. It was green. It was alive. It did not care about mergers or millions. It was just there. A strange clarity washed over him. He realized that the poison only had power because he kept drinking it. He stood up slowly. His chest still ached, but his mind was quiet for the first time in 10 years. When the police burst through the doors, Mark did not run. He did not scream. He walked toward them with his hands up, but his eyes were peaceful. He told them everything. He gave them the files. He gave them Sterling. He lost his house, his car, and his reputation. 3 months later, Mark sat on a simple wooden bench in a small park. He had no suit. He had no expensive watch. He worked as a gardener, his hands covered in honest dirt instead of corporate grease. Lily ran toward him, laughing, holding a dandelion. He did not check his phone. He did not think about tomorrow's bills. He just picked her up and felt the warmth of the sun on his face. He was no longer a success in the eyes of the world, but for the first time, he was alive. You are watching this right now, and your heart is racing. Your neck is tight. Your phone is buzzing in your pocket like a hungry insect. You think that if you just work one more hour, if you just answer one more email, you will finally find peace. But you are wrong. The world exists only in this moment. The past is a ghost that haunts you. The future is a dream that scares you. But this breath, right now, is real. Why do you give your soul to people who do not know your name? Why do you trade your life for a success that smells like a grave? Stop. Look at your hands. Are they shaking? Look at your life. Is it yours, or does it belong to your boss? Every morning you drink the poison of stress and call it success. But the flame of your life is small and delicate. Protect it. Focus on the now. When you eat, just eat. When you love, just love. When you breathe, just breathe. Give your full attention to this moment, and you will find that the peace you were searching for was inside you all along. Stay present. Stay peaceful. And stop killing your soul for a world that will forget you tomorrow.